welcome to Country Sports TV. I'm Ian, and I'm just showing you what I do in the workshop. Now, I seem to be doing a lot of deacts at the moment. I've trained for 50 years to repair guns to keep them going. But things have changed. People want deacted shotguns and rifles and machine guns and all sorts of things. So I got the kit, got the tools, and I thought what we'd do is film me going through the stages of deacting a gun and let you see. So I got my little JVC camera out, little camcorder that I use in the workshop. Now, I've got a few videos on there that I've done over the last 2 years in my new workshop. And I thought, we'll sort those out and edit them. I can't put them onto my PC. Either my new Windows 11 doesn't recognise JVC, well, it's 15 years old, or camera's broken and there's something wrong with the software inside it, it's busted and it won't upload. What am I going to do? So the last video I did, I used my video camera on my phone and explained what I did. Well, unfortunately, the guns that I've done have already gone to auction and already sold. So I've borrowed the photographs from the auction house to show you. Now this one is a single-barreled Winchester. Now if I put it in as a working shotgun, it would have likely made 10 or 20 pounds if anybody wanted it, if it sold at all. But the customer I had wanted it deactivated. And I said, well, let's see what sort of money it gets. And I think the actual work that's doing to it is going to be at least as much as the gun's worth. And I was thinking, it might be lucky, we might get 40 or 50 pounds for it. So what you've got to do, so you can see the barrel there. There's a slot in the barrel, and with the shotgun it's got to be twice the length of the chamber. So if it's 2.5 inches, that's got to be 5 inches long. If it's a rifle, it's got to be half the length of the barrel now. So we got that organised, we've got that sorted. We slotted the barrel, and then you put a plug in 2/3 of the chamber length and weld it in place, and that's done on here. Now I've showed all this on the video, so you can see the gun to pieces and see how we do it. But if the camera doesn't load onto the PC, that's me gone. So then we got to do is we got to dig the striker hole out to the size of the rim and drill it out, and it's got to have an angle on it down the striker hole, and then a countersink basically, and then it's welded up. We've got to make sure the trigger and the hammer don't work, so we weld them together, and then we've got to put the forend on. Being that this is a single barrel, we can do this in one view, which is £27 plus VAT for the proof certificate. So we take leave the forend off, put the forend iron on, and then weld it to the loop. And then when it comes back from proof, we actually glue the forend on, because normally on a forend the screws are from the inside. So on English shotguns and hammer guns, you actually glue the forend on after you've welded it. Sometimes you've got to cut the wood out so it doesn't show or it'll go in where the wood is because it binds because of all the weld on it. You can't clean up the bell too much because that's how it's passed through. Anyway, I'm just interested, just out of curiosity. I thought, well, how much is it going to fix it? Auction. Now, we've done 3 hours work on this, which is round about 90 quid. Now, I've done the work, so it hasn't cost me anything. But if I'd done it for a customer, it would be £90. Plus the proof certificate, which is £27 plus VAT, works out about 34 quid. So that's £100. This shotgun got £80 at auction. So if you take off the 30 quid, that's 50 quid that I've got for doing the work. 50 quid for doing 3 hours work. I did it as an example to show you. Now, the next one we did, now this was a customer's gun that was going into the auction house. And this is a World War II Bren gun. And it comes with the box and everything. The auction house kept the box. All I had was the Bren gun. It's already deacted, so it's off ticket, as they say. The barrel had already been slotted underneath. That was done. But we had to cut the block in half on it. We had to weld the triggers up. We had to put a pin across where the cartridges go in. And some other bits and pieces, bits of work to it. That took 4 hours. So that's £120. Because trade, I charge £30 an hour. Now, when it went to auction, I was just interested to see what sort of money it goes for. £1,200? Wow! So that paid for, doing the work actually paid for itself. And the customer made a profit. And this is the way it goes. You lose some, you gain some, but I do the work. And I still get paid. I just thought you'd find it interesting, that was all. And I'm sorry that I've lost all the video on my other camera and I've now thrown it in the bin. I have a new camera. A new digital camera, camcorder. Same sort of thing, but made in China. Well, they're all made in China now, aren't they? But it records and it uploads onto Windows 11. I've done a couple of test runs with it, playing, watching the dog, little things. So when I go back in the workshop, I've got some Enfields and some Nagants, which is the Russian rifle, to do. And what I thought I would do is I would take them and show you what the deact work has already been done, and then explain what I have to do to it. And then we'll do the work and go through and show you each stage as it comes, with a video that will upload onto my PC so I can edit it. I can do it straight, but there'll be so many gaps and ums and ahs and, and a little bit of swearing. I expect Anglo-Saxon in there somewhere where things don't go quite right. So that's what I edit out so you don't see it. But it's just stuff that I think you'll find interesting. Stuff that I do. If you don't like it, put a note down below. If you want more, just let me know down below. If you think this is interesting, give it to a friend. Just share it with a friend or on your Facebook group if you're a shooting club. And as they say, press the like button. I'm not the greatest video maker in the world. I'm just point and shoot stuff. You know, I don't want to go zoom in and light in and all the rest of it. I just muddle through what I can, and I just hope you like it. And anyway, this is Ian, Country Sports TV, signing off. Bye bye for now.